Jurassic World, The Mysterious Teen. Prologue. I was watching the new movie of the Jurassic Park trilogy, now quadrilogy, for the third time. The movie getting better every time. I was 300 pounds with chocolate brown hair and bright blue eyes with silver in it, along with a bit of green mixed into it if you look hard enough. I had the beginning of a goatee on my chin. I was wearing a white V-neck shirt, and over it was a 4 extra large light brown leather jacket. I was also wearing denim blue jeans with holes at the knees for more movement, since they are getting tighter around the kneecaps. I was wearing glasses because I was slightly blind in my right eye, and I was nearsighted. So, yeah. Anyways, the movie was starting, and then the lights went off. I looked around from my spot on the couch I was sitting on, thinking it was a blackout, but the TV was still on. I got up, and I happened to be wearing my black tennis shoes, since I just came home from my last day of high school, aka junior year, and summer break has begun. I went to check the TV screen. I felt a pulling sensation, then all I felt was air. I opened my eyes, which I closed because of the air being in my eyes. I felt like gravity was making me fall, and I saw that it was. I saw an island. Looks like Isla Nublar. Am I in the new movie? I thought, as I felt closer to the lush green forests of the island. Yep, I'm in the Jurassic World movie, alright. Did I just go into an alternate reality? Son of a... I thought as I saw new shiny buildings that had a striking resemblance to the ones in the trailer. Monorail and all. Even with the volcano-type building. I saw a small paddock in an isolated part of the island, and maneuvered my body towards that direction. With the power of wind and gravity, along with physics and momentum, I went flying towards that lone paddock that was nearest to me than the other buildings. I maneuvered again so I wouldn't be able to fall into the paddock, but a few miles away from it. It's going to be a hell of a walk to get there. Oh, shh! I thought as I fell into the forests. I crashed hard. I groaned in pain and disgust as dirt flew into my mouth. I spat the tiny pieces of dirt out and let the pain pass through my body quickly as I slowly got up from my vigorous drop-in. I sighed and looked around the surrounding area. I was in the forests of Isla Nublar, all right. If I recall, that small paddock that was just in the opposite direction of me when a crash landed and somehow still survived. I traced my steps? Yeah, that's the right word for it. Even though I flew above the paddock, I saw and crashed here. I moved vines and the leaves of extinct plants aside for me to clear a path. It took me a while to get to where I was going because of fallen logs that I sometimes trip over and branches smacking in my face, which was quite painful, I might add. I came to a clearing as the last of the leaves and vines let up and disappeared, and I stopped to catch my breath. That was difficult traversing through rough wilderness. How did Crocodile Dundee do it? I thought, as I sat down and relaxed. The paddock was in my sights, only 2 kilometers though. Guess I better get going, I thought as I got up and started walking in the direction towards the now large paddock. I saw a dirt path, and I began walking on it, getting ever so closer to the paddock, which I'm pretty sure there's a reason why it's alone and away from the rest of the complex. Chapter 1. A New Visitor. The Raptor Squad's POVs. Blue's main POV. Me and my sisters were chasing the pig that our Alpha released to chase. It's routine so we can hang out with Alpha and Barry later on when we're tired. I was almost to the pig when a new scent came in from the wind that has changed to our direction. Me and my sisters stopped and raised our heads and began sniffing the air, determined to find the unknown smell. Smells like human prey, but not human prey at the same time. Weird clicking come from above us from the catwalks above our heads. We looked up at the sound and saw our Alpha looking down at us with confusion written on his face. He used the clicker again and said, "Okay, girls, looks like something stopped you from getting the pig, so I think we'll call it early for today and turn in. Sound good?" Me, Charlie, Echo, and Delta barked at him in agreement. He smiled and understood us due to the pack bond we had with him from birth, and whistled, signaling for us to disperse to our nests, which were in large pens. Night fell, and the unknown scent got stronger as the hours of night passed, but it stopped after a few hours. It was only in the tree line where we could see from this metal cage we were put in years ago. My sisters were determined to find what was causing that smell. So was I, since I was the beta of the pack. So it's my job to find out new scents and protect the pack from danger. It wasn't reeking of evil, just exhaustion and brand new to us. We were fatigued and reluctantly went to our respective pens to turn in, as Alpha might sometimes say to us, after a day of chasing the slippery, squealing pink pig. Elsewhere, at the same time, my POV. Ow! That's the 10th time I got smacked in the face with a branch! I thought tiredly and annoyed as the branch in question smacked me in the face. I was almost there. I looked up and saw stars in the sky. Well, looks like I have to continue. No reason to stop if I've come this far, I thought as I kept traversing through Isla Nublar's prehistoric forests. I saw the branches slowly disappearing as well as the vines and trees. I kept going, and soon I was out next to the paddock at the tree line. Yes! I made it! I thought as I grinned like a triumphant idiot. I looked at the paddock and saw that there was no one there. Only small spotlights were on in random, but specific locations at the same time. I took a step forward and then felt fear strike in my gut. I looked around slowly, trying not to show whoever or whatever saw me being paranoid. I saw nothing, but I felt that whatever was staring at me just left. I felt tired from all the adventure to get here, and it is late. I went to the tree line and laid back against a large old tree and closed my eyes. My body instantly relaxed, and I felt sleep covering my brain. The next day, Owen's POV. I grumbled in annoyance as my alarm clock went off, and I sleepily clicked the button on the top, turning the device from hell off. I groggily opened my eyes and saw that it was 9:30 a.m. Time to get up and get the girls up and running for the day, I thought as I reluctantly got out of the comfortable bed and popped to my back, making a satisfying crack. I threw off the covers and got dressed in my typical blue buttoned shirt that my mother got for me for a high school prom one day, black pants, hard leather boots, and a chocolate brown vest to complete my look. I got out of the room as I finished tying my boots and went to the kitchen in my bungalow-type home. I opened the fridge and saw a double chocolate chip muffin sitting there, still fresh. I grabbed it and closed the fridge door. I took off the wrapping and was about to take a bite of it when I was interrupted by my partner and friend, Barry. He came running through the front door with a panicked look on his face. He ran into the kitchen where I was located and started yelling, "Owen, the raptors are acting strange. They keep barking at the tree line near the west side. I don't know what to do." I put down the muffin I was about to eat with a dejected sigh and put my hands on his shoulders. Barry, calm down, man. Now let's go see what our girls are doing in a calm manner. Sound good? Barry nodded, now calmed down. I walked to the front door and grabbed a pair of keys off of a hook by the front door. Elsewhere earlier, my POV. I opened my eyes to the sound of inhumane-like barks waking me from my dreamless sleep. I was still at the tree where I slept last night, and I heard the barks coming from the paddock I was staring at. I sat up straighter, and then I cracked my neck to get the cramps to disappear from sleeping upright. I got to my feet and did morning stretches like popping my back and stretching my legs to get rid of them being stiffy and sleepy. After a few minutes of stretching, I began walking to the source of those strange barks that was still going on. I was still stiff, so my pace was slow. I was careful over exposed roots and large vines. I made my way out of the tree line and saw that there's no one at or near the paddock, so I walked out at a casual but slow pace just in case I get caught and need to run. I then walked closer to the fence and looked inside. There was a clearing with bushes all around. I put my right hand on the fence as I tripped on a small rock, knowing that I was electrified with 10,000 volts. I yelled out in pain as the electricity surged through my body. I almost went unconscious, making my body maneuver the electricity to my feet and into the ground, until all of it was gone. It was quiet, till I heard a weird like chitter come from in front of me. I froze, knowing that sound, and slowly looked up. A few inches in front of my face, head level while looking at me in curiosity and interest, was a velociraptor with blue lines marking the top of its head and back. Blue, I think. I thought as I thought back to the movie Creatures of Jurassic World. To Beta. I then backed up, not knowing that she was only curious and not even hungry, but I needed to be on the safe side. I then heard an ATV and motorcycle, and then ran back to the tree line as fast as my body would allow me. Blue, calling out in her barking sounds, I looked back and saw that the rest of the raptor squad was behind her, calling out to me as well. I made it to the tree line and hid behind a particularly large tree. The jeep and motorcycle stopped, and Owen and Barry, as I saw them in the trailer, walked to the paddock. Owen yelling out, "Blue, what's wrong? Was there an intruder?" Blue then looked at her sisters, then at the tree line, and I saw that Owen followed her gaze to my location. "Crap!" I thought as I started to run full sprint. I heard both Owen and Barry yell out for me to stop. I ignored them. I kept running until I tripped over a large root and fell face first into a log. Hard. I twisted my right leg severely in the process. Son of a bitch! My thought trailed off as I went unconscious. The last thing I saw was Owen and Barry running towards me, and asking if I was okay. Then darkness. Barry and Owen stared down at the team. Owen said to Barry as he squatted down to the man, putting 2 fingers on the neck to see if he has a pulse, which he does. Kid looks to be 16, maybe 17, even though he's about 300 pounds. He can sure run fast. How the hell did he get all the way out here? Barry thought about what to do. I spoke to Owen while looking up at the sun. It was the afternoon, so they had time to drag him back to their home. Let's take him back to your second bungalow, next to the girls' paddock, and we can keep an eye on him while taking care of the girls. Owen put a hand and rubbed his stubble, liking the idea. Then he saw the shape of the boy's leg. It looked to be twisted unnaturally. Possibly from tripping, he thought, as he carefully carried the team with Barry on his other side. They made their way back to the girls' paddock, avoiding big tree roots and large branches along the way, with only one question on his mind. Who is this mysterious team?